John and Mike collected some PET bottles for their project. John collected 23 PET bottles. Mike collected 15 more PET bottles than John. Letter A. How many PET bottles did Mike collect? And letter B. How many PET bottles did John and Mike collect in all? So for this word problem, let us try to think first, what do we know about the problem? So there are two people collecting PET bottles, while between those two people, Mike collected more PET bottles than John. So if we will be representing this problem in a model, we know that, okay, so J for John and then M for Mike. We know that Mike would have a longer bar model than John because it says here Mike collected more PET bottles than John. So in that case, let me use purple for Mike and a shorter one, the green one for John. Alright, now that we have represented their PET bottles using the bar, let us now label the following. So how much more PET bottles did Mike collect? It's 15, so we will be putting 15 right here. What else do we know? We also know that John collected 23 PET bottles. Okay, so let us label the bar for John as 23. Alright, let us try to answer the word problem now. We have to find out how many PET bottles did Mike collect. So that would be letter A. I will just label this as letter A. Okay, so how are we going to solve for letter A? Well, we know that John has 23 and Mike has 15 more. Therefore, what operation should we use to find Mike's PET bottles? So it's putting together, that would be addition. So that would be 23 plus 15, which will give us 3 plus 5 is 8, 2 tens plus 1 ones is 3, 38. So for letter A, Mike collected 38 PET bottles. Alright, now how are we going to answer letter B? Letter B is asking us how many PET bottles did John and Mike collect in all. So based on our model, it will be this part, okay? How much did they, or how many did they collect altogether? That's letter B. And how am I going to answer letter B? That is simply putting together what John has and Mike has. We know earlier that Mike collected 38 and John collected 23. So, to answer letter B, we have to, again, add. Okay. Let's add 23 plus 38. Adding these two all together, 3 ones plus 8 ones would be 11 ones. Okay, so since it's 11 ones, 1 will be here, and then the 10 ones will be regrouped into 1 10 over there. So now we have 1 10, 2 tens plus 3 tens, would be equal to 6/10. So the answer for letter B now is they collected 61 PET bottles in all. There you go.